the fuck? Come on, man. Let's go. We're not receiving. How you're not receiving this? Yeah. Huh. So it is live? What the fuck? It, yeah, it's live on mine. Yeah. On Twitch, it's live.
Never live. Oh my God! Welcome to Geeks with Wives presents Press Any Key. I am your host, Michael Schluger. You all now know what I look like. Assuming you've never watched the Capes with Wives podcast. This is me. This is our 200th episode. Oh my God! I am so excited. Look at this room. We have an amazing collection of people here to talk video games. So let's do a quick round of introductions, so everyone knows who everyone is. I guess I should introduce people. That might be good.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, that does. All right, so let's start with, of course, our Vice President, Andrew Barton.
Hey, Michael, I am so excited to be here today.
I know, right? Like, weeks of planning and crossing fingers and hoping the stars will align. Amazing.
It's much different than our normal make it up as we go along, right?
It's true. It's true. A true story. We normally don't do this live because when we mess up, we can edit it out. We can't do that here. So this is a new adventure for everyone involved. Next up, we have Leon Field from the UK.
Hey, Michael, and others.
Lance John. Connor Howard.
Hi, how we doing tonight?
Amazing. I don't know about you. I'm doing amazing.
I'm sure yeah, I know how you're doing.
Daniel Benavides.
Hey, guys.
So good to have you. And our two special guests. So thank you so much, both of you, for coming. Really appreciate it. Kier Moon from Mudhook Studios.
Hey.
And, of course, a big friend of the show, David Brevik from Marvel Heroes and Gazillion. Welcome.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here.
Wow. I kind of know where to begin, but I'm just so overwhelmed. Let's jump into things. Gamescom just ended. I know that Marvel Heroes had some announcements at Gamescom, and lots of people were there. So I just want to sort of do a quick roundtable. What were people most excited about Gamescom, and which part of the show excited you the most, and what did you enjoy the most about the show? Anyone jump in? Just go for it.
Well, I loved the Dark Souls 3 trailer.
Awesome looking trailer.
Like Bloodborne and Dark Souls had a baby, and kind of like it'll be the accumulation of everything they've learned from the previous two games.
Did you feel like Dark Souls 2 was a little weaker because Miyazaki wasn't at the helm, and now that he's back, you feel like this is...
I actually really enjoyed 2, especially for its better multiplayer stuff. Like, there were a lot more PvP factions, and you could have a lot more fun with that side of things. And it had just so many different weapons and armors. You could try whatever you wanted, build-wise. It was pretty fun. What I'm looking forward to is Miyazaki's level design coming back. Like, he is so good at doing environments that just work as real environments where you can see where you're going or where you've been. And you can see that a little from what they've been showing, and they've been saying you can actually go to most places now. But, well, they always say you see those mountains, you can go to them, and hopefully it'll actually be true this time.
Definitely, definitely. Lance, did you see the quick message about Twitch and the audio there? Okay, cool. While we figure that out, Andrew.
Yes.
Gamescom, what'd you think?
So I'll be honest, life has been a little crazy at work, so I haven't gotten to see a lot of the Gamescom coverage that I usually would just dive into. But for the most part, yeah, it looks like we saw, a little bit different take of what we had already kind of seen at E3. Not anything really that I noticed jumped out at me as like, whoa, that's amazing, or completely unexpected.
Gotcha. That's fair. You didn't? Did you get a chance to see the Rise of the Tomb Raider demo?
I did not, but I've heard that it was really interesting. I'm really excited about Rise of the Tomb Raider. I don't have an Xbox One, so
Are you going to be picking one up, or are you going to wait?
I will probably be waiting and playing this in holiday 2016. It sounds really great, but also I don't need to spend, $500 to play this game. I'm perfectly fine paying $60 to play it.
Sure, understandable. I'm just gonna keep calling people out. I'm just gonna keep this thing going.
Do it.
Go for it.
Bueller.
Kier, what about yourself, man?
All units.
What was Darkest Dungeon at Gamescom? Were you guys there?
No, we were working on Darkest Dungeon.
That's fair.
That's fair. That was what we were doing. No, out of the Gamescom announcements, I think I was most excited for a new Halo Wars. Not that I played the original, but more RTSs is cool. And
it's not what you think of when someone says Halo. You don't think, oh yeah, that RTS was really good. So
yeah,
it was a little bit of a surprise that they went in that direction. But I guess it's like the year of the Halo, with the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5. So I can kind of see why they would do it.
Well, it's by Creative Assembly, who I don't. Did they make the first one?
I'm not sure. They're the ones that do the Total War, though, right? Creative Assembly?
So a bigger scale Halo, which is already kind of known for its bigger than most scale battles.
Yeah, the first one was made by Ensemble Studios. That was in Creative Assembly. So maybe they'll do something good with the property. I can only hope.
It's true. Daniel, what about you, man?
I was also really excited about Halo Wars. I think it may have not have been popular as the first-person shooter, version of Halos, but anyone who did get it, I did hear, everyone loved it. I loved it. It's a great game that you just want to, when you get home, you just want to turn off your brain and just play for hours, even if it's single player online. But the game that really got me was the new Star Wars, Battlefront. Yeah, I'm really.
You're not pessimistic about it. You are one of the hopeful that
I am. I saw a lot of people ripping it, and you know what? I mean, and I'm one of those guys that if you throw Star Wars on anything, I'm probably gonna play it. I'm not gonna lie. But I am really excited about this. I played the old ones, and yeah, man.
That's fair. I'm super skeptical about it. I am one of those, it looks cool, and on paper it sounds like a good idea, but I'm very, very skeptical. EA has got to work their butts off to turn me into a believer, because I feel like it's just going to turn into like a DLC clusterfuck with everything being piecemealed out, so I'm mistrustful. Is it? Yeah, I was never a Halo guy, so I will readily admit that.
Though how DICE has handled Battlefield 4, I mean, post-fixing the problems, like the way they've handled DLC seems to be pretty good, and like they've kind of supported it for years after launch, and I mean, without the annual sequels, I'm a little bit more palatable to like DLC expansions and stuff like that.
I want it to be good. Like, if it's awesome, I will be more than happy to fork my money over. But they've got to prove it to me, because when you look at it on paper, it seems like it's a step back from the last Battlefront game. You know, like less units, less planes, less maps, all of that together. You know, so I want it to be awesome though. I really do. As all of us do, I'm sure. David, what about you? What was Gamescom like for you?
Well, Gamescom for me was very different than I think a lot of people's experience, because I was
I'm sure.
back interview. I did like 30 or 35 interviews, you know, kind of at half-hour stints for day after day. So I was kind of walled in, but I did get to kind of run around in a, I would say, a full sprint of going from one hall to the other and spending, you know, this one block of an hour to kind of see things. And there was quite a bit to see. I think the time that I spent the most time in the kind of the indie hall, or the hall with the smaller games or whatever, and I saw a lot of really interesting things there. And
can you tell us about anything in particular that caught your eye?
yeah, it's just a very strange game where you like play this either king or queen, and you like recruit people, and it's almost like a tower defense game, and you have this purse, and you buy, you influence the citizens to build your castle, and you defend it against things that are attacking you, whatever. That looked really interesting. It's called Kingdom. There was this, I can't remember the name of it, this adventure game. It was called like the Strange Adventure or something like that, and that looked really interesting. And then I saw they had Star Citizen there, even though Star Citizen, I wouldn't know if I would consider that to be an indie title.
Yeah, that's.
They were showing that off.
People to think of it as an indie title, but anything with a budget of $84 million is not an indie title, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. So, and I thought the space simulated battle stuff or whatever looked pretty good. The first-person shooter stuff that they were showing off definitely needed some work. It was frame rate was not great.
Now, do you see yourself playing that game with? Now, first of all, have you bought into the hype? And it is hype at this point. Have you like, you know, given any money to the game?
No, not at all. However, I will gladly give money to it if it's good, but it's.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm taking the wait and see approach on this as well. But let's say the game comes out. Do you see yourself playing it with like an Oculus Rift type setup?
Oh God, no. You know, I did buy. You know, I also was very excited about Elite Dangerous, and so I went out and I bought a new joystick and, you know, flight stick, and the other, you know, that has the two controllers or whatever. And so I'm kind of also saving that for Star Citizen, and I'll you know, we're sure give it a try. You know, I've loved, you know, I love those kind of games. So I think that, but we'll see. You know, it's still too early. They kind of have to prove it to me.
Sure. But I'm saying, but you're not ready to hop onto that like 3D virtual reality bandwagon.
Yeah, no, I'm not on the 3D virtual reality train at all. Not even close. It's not something that I mean, I've worn them and I've tried them and stuff, and they're pretty neat, but I just don't see myself sitting in my chair at home with that thing on my face or my couch or whatever. It's too weird, and I've got kids, and God knows what they're going to be doing to me while I've got that thing on my face, and so you know, they'll scare the crap out of me, I'm sure. So I just don't think virtual reality is kind of mass market at this point. But nonetheless, I still will give it a try, and you know, I'm excited to play the space part of it.
It's funny that you mention that, because our fearless leader Joe Barhoum, who could not unfortunately make it with us tonight, is also a very big skeptic of the VR stuff. And I'm actually a big proponent of it. I'm like, yeah, VR, it's the future. Time Magazine just profiled it, actually. The Oculus Rift.
In the meme.
Oh yeah, the meme. The cover was terrible. Let's get that out of the way. It was awful. But the article was solid. Who am I missing? Connor. We haven't heard from you yet.
You have a cat.
I am still here. I actually, I unfortunately didn't pay a lot of attention to Gamescom, but I did notice that
Shame.
I've been busy, man. I started a new job last week, or actually the week before. But no, I did hear, or I did see some coverage of Just Cause 3, and my personal hype level for Just Cause 3 could not be much higher than it is already. I was a huge fan of Just Cause 2. I must have dropped 100 hours into that game.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm exaggerating, but not by a lot, though. That's the thing. So,
Oh, I've put
So-
well over 100 hours into it. Totally believe.
oh
it,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Leon knows what it's one of those games you could just lose yourself in, and 3 just looks like it's dialed up to 15.
We're supposed to be getting like a preview copy of that, so hopefully we'll have some coverage on.
Really?
It looks awesome.
We're meant to be getting a couple review copies for that, so should be. able to-
Yeah.
If I want to be a part of that more than anything, trust me. So
I was like, sign
basically,
me up.
yeah, no doubt. So basically, Just Cause 3 and No Eye are pretty much my must-haves upcoming later this year. There's not a lot else that I'm really looking at, except maybe I'm interested in Fallout 4, but not, to the level of Just Cause 3. And I do like Star Wars up. I will agree with what was said earlier that Daniel, you had a point. I mean, it's sure it might be a microtransaction shit show, but it's still Star Wars. It looks fun as hell. So I'm still interested in it. I'm skeptical. I have healthy skepticism for it, but it still looks like it's shaping up to be a fun game. That's all I'll say about it.
So I want to mention something really quick. We're like 20 minutes into the show, and we haven't given away any stuff. And we have a lot of stuff to give away.
Oh,
But
we gotta fix that.
But before I do that, Lance, how are we with the sound and the video? Can people see us and hear us? Because that would be helpful. That might be good.
And I've sent out a tweet to say that we had those issues and to send people to YouTube. So everyone from
okay.
Twitch should be with us now here on YouTube.
Oh, good. All right. So let me 1 second. Let me make sure that I've updated people with the new. That might be helpful. And then we'll start giving out some stuff in like 2-3 minutes, so people have a chance to, check it out.
Nice.
All right. Copy. All right. 1 second. All right, we're there, and now just here. Okay, let's give everyone 2 seconds, and hopefully we'll get back on track. Lance, we actually haven't heard from you. What about you, our cameraman here, taking care of the behind-the-scenes stuff? Gamescom. That seems to be the trend. That's like 3 people here are excited. 3-4 people here are excited about the game. All right, cool.
Tenna.
Are we going to be able to make a Sega Tower, but with the Xbox One, with loads of additional add-ons? That would be great. You can have your Kinect stacked on top of your antenna.
Yeah, it looks like. Right, it looks like they're trying to justify the cloud, like, oh, look at the cloud, it's so magical, and we can do all this destructiveness. But
Couldn't you do it all with a high-end PC?
you said it, not me, Leon. You know, yeah, I feel like hopefully it will lead to something else more cool, something else that they can do with the cloud. I don't know.
I mean, wasn't that what Titanfall, like all of the NPCs in Titan? I guess that was on PC as well, but I guess they just made
That was. I think the biggest thing was Forza, when they had the driver, when they had the people, the computer copying people's behavior in Forza. That was the biggest use of the cloud that I really saw prior to Crackdown. So, are we good on YouTube? Can people actually hear us? Because that'd be amazing. All right, fantastic. Let's give away some stuff because we got so much stuff to give away. Let's do Darkest Dungeon. Let's start there. So, Kier, tell us a little bit about like where Darkest Dungeon is at. I know you recently had some updates where you released some new characters for play.
Yeah,
right?
so we our last update released the Houndmaster, as well as the Arbalist. For our last big update, we're moving towards the Cove. That's going to be the next big update. So we're going to be adding our first new dungeon with 2 new bosses and all sorts of amphibian monsters.
Awesome. When is that coming out?
We're looking to do that probably sometime in September. We're going to be showing it at PAX. So if you're going to PAX Prime, we'll be showing off the Cove there. We just wanted to make sure it was good and have a little bit more testing on it before we brought it out there.
If you haven't heard of Darkest Dungeon, this is your first time hearing it, absolutely go check them out after this podcast, or you could win the free copy right now and then, tell all your friends. So here's how we're going to do the prizes giveaway. Very simple. Very simple. You're going to tweet at Geeks with Wives, right? And you're going to tweet at the Darkest Dungeon guys. So what is your Twitter, Kier? It's @RedMoon, right?
At Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, it's even better. Okay. So.
Yeah.
You're going to tweet at Geeks with Wives and at Darkest Dungeon with a particular phrase. What's the phrase? I don't know. Kier, make up a phrase. Whatever you want it to be.
I got to fit in the tweet limits.
Well, yes. I think, but you could do it. No pressure. Don't worry, David. You got to think of stuff too. So start thinking about.
So you're not put on the spot.
I need like a good Cove pun.
Well, don't worry because we've got 2 to give away. So one
we
is
got time.
Yeah, you got time. You have time.
How about, to those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point, which is something the Gravekeeper says.
Never going to fit into 140 characters, but
yeah, it will.
What about just
All right.
dagger point?
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good with you, Kier?
Yeah, sure. Let's do Dagger Point for the first one.
Dagger Point. All right, so tweet right now at Geeks with Wives and Darkest Dungeon, Dagger Point. First one to tweet it wins a copy. Boom.
Is that a hashtag?
Sure, let's make it a hashtag.
All caps, Dagger Point.
There you go. Easy. It doesn't get any easier than that. Yes, Kat, I do want to be friends, but I need to do the podcast now.
Kitty.
David, let's talk about Marvel Heroes for a second. I have a lot of questions that people want to ask you. People always have questions that they want to ask you, but tell us about the latest and greatest for Marvel Heroes, real quick.
I've been out of the office so much, I'm not quite sure what it is. But I know that we have Ant-Man was the latest hero that came out recently, and and in conjunction with the movie around the same time. And then right now we've been running kind of a Fantastic Four event, and so that's what's going on right now. Upcoming very soon, we have War Machine is our next hero that's coming out, and we have a new event where we go back, bring Limbo back to the game, and you get to go to Limbo. It's revamped. It's got new bosses and all sorts of stuff, and that's coming soon. And then Cable's getting his 52 rework very soon.
All right, very cool. Speaking of Ant-Man, we have a bunch of Ant-Man codes to give away as well. Let me count how many, because you were very generous here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6. So what should they tweet at Marvel Heroes and at Geeks with Wives for the first Ant-Man code giveaway?
You want me to give you a phrase?
Phrase, word,
okay.
Anything. Whatever you want it to be.
Ant-Man for the win.
There we go. Hashtag Ant-Man for the win. First person to tweet that gets free Ant-Man right there. It actually looks pretty cool. He looks like an interesting character with the shrinking mechanic that I saw.
Yeah, shrinking, and there's one move that he actually grows, and anyway, it's fun. He's a lot of fun. He has these ants that follow you around. They're little as you do your moves, you get more and more ants following you around. And his ultimate is Ant-nado, which is the whole screen becomes a giant tornado of ants. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
So is one of the characters eventually going to be Antony, the ant from the movie?
Yeah, I don't know. He does ride, an ant. I'm not sure what we named the skill in the end, but it should have at least a nod to that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Now, I promised a lot of people that I would ask you some Marvel Hero questions. I'm going to pepper them throughout the thing. The first one I have for you real quick, it has to do with crafting. So right now, crafting seems to require sort of a lot of work where you have to split and combine element after element. It's a little tedious. Do you guys have any plans to revamp crafting to make it a little more streamlined?
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that is a common complaint, not only not only with myself, but with the audience as well. It is something that we would like to definitely revamp, and it's on our schedule and plans to go through it and simplify it.
Very cool. Very cool. One more, and then I promise we'll move on. Let's see. You seem to hint at Gamescom that there's going to be a future laddering or ranking system in Marvel Heroes. How is that going to work with prestiging, and how will you keep it fair enough so that the prizes aren't so good that it doesn't new people don't just kind of give up off the bat?
That's a great question. I don't know if we have all the answers yet. We're going to work on the leaderboard system, and we're doing leaderboards differently. I mean, one possible thing that we were thinking about, which none of this is completely set in stone, is having very, very short leaderboards where the time that you do this leaderboard could be any number of hours. Let's say we could make it 4 hours, and so you compete instead of having to grind 24/7 to compete or have a team of people that are constantly playing an account. We do these kind of short-term things where everybody gets a chance to participate, and the rewards are then kind of doled out at the end, and they're kind of maybe the rewards are repeated throughout some seasons or things like that. So we haven't worked out all the details, but we are definitely thinking about ways to make sure that everybody can have a good time and you aren't stuck grinding 24/7 to compete.
Sounds good. I don't think anyone wants to do that. I know there are some people who... I have a friend who basically Marvel Heroes is all he plays. And if that's... And I respect that. Like, it's one of those games where you can easily spend 5 hours and you don't realize that the time passes. But it should never feel like a job. So hearing that you guys are going to be taking that into account, that's very reassuring. I guess I want to keep things moving. I feel like I'm hyper here. I want to take a second to
Deep breaths.
Talk to people. I know, right? I want to take a second to two things real quick. The first thing is I want to ask, what are people playing right now? What are you guys up to? And I don't think I contributed a single thing yet in terms of what I'm up to. So I want to show you this thing real quick. This is an iPega controller. I don't know if you can see this. This is really cool. So it looks like an Xbox controller.
Like an original one.
Yeah. Right? So, but it hides a secret. What it does is Bluetooth, and there's a flap here. So this goes up like that, and then this comes out. So what you do is, and I'll show you, you slot your phone in, like so, and so your phone acts as the screen for any game that you want, whether it's in the App Store, or if you have, some emulated stuff, you can easily just have a physical controller to play emulated games. It's pretty awesome. I just got this today, so I haven't actually done the full field test on it, but it's supposed to hold the charge for a couple hours, and I think this is really cool, actually.
Yeah. It certainly solves the problem that a lot of people complain about not having physical buttons for their mobile games. So that certainly solves that issue.
Right, and it's not terribly expensive. I think this was about $25 or $30, so not that bad.
What's the build quality like? Does it feel like it's made of cheap plastic, or
It's
does it
solid.
feel quite good?
It's actually really solid. It's lightweight. It's got a rechargeable battery to it. And it feels solid. Like the buttons have a tactile feel to them, and it feels responsive. The only thing that's annoying is, I don't know if you can really see it, there's these little buttons going the wrong way. There's these little buttons over here which are used to sync the device, and they're very tiny and kind of hard to push, but the actual buttons are very good. So,
How's the D-pad?
what was that?
How is the D-pad?
Also very, so again, I just got this today, so I'm actually going to be doing a full write-up for Geeks with Wives, so you can check it out. But it's actually very springy. It doesn't feel, it doesn't feel too tight, or it seems responsive. But I'm going to try this out with a couple of different emulators and see, how difficult it is to set up the controller to work with different games, and give you a full report on this, because this is really cool. What about the rest of you guys? What are you playing?
I've been replaying Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. It recently had an update on Steam which gives it workshop support and HD support as well. And it's awesome. I'm playing with the restoration mod, so I have all the cut content added back, and it's still holding up today for me. I don't know if that's just because of rose-tinted glasses, but I'm just blast of it again.
Very cool. Very cool. I almost have to remind myself to give stuff away. We have so much stuff to give away.
There should be like a bell or something that goes off.
Right? Can you set like a little timer for me? Like every 5 minutes there's a ding sound, and I'm like, let's give stuff away.
Probably on my phone, sure, yeah.
I have, let's do it. I have a Wii U copy of Guacamelee.
Hell of a game.
Awesome game. Great
Yeah,
platform.
that game.
Awesome game.
And we need to give it away. So tweet at Geeks with Wives. Yes, I want guac with that. And you will get a copy of the game. That's all you need.
Nice.
What about the rest of you guys? What are you playing?
So, actually, speaking of Metroidvania games like Guacamelee, I have just beaten Axiom Verge, and that is an awesome freaking game. I loved every second of that, and I mean, it was just amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going to go back around and play it again immediately, which I hardly ever do. I usually beat a game, and then that is good for a while. But this one I've just got to turn right around and play all over again.
Doesn't it have replay options as well?
Yeah, and there's a speed run mode as well that I haven't even checked out yet. So I'm going to have to do that and see if I can actually beat the game in less than the 23 hours it took me the first time, because even though I loved it, I am slow.
23 hours. That's, I mean, like, do you feel like it was slow paced, or you just feel like you?
Oh
like,
no,
to explore
I feel
everything?
like I'm incredibly incompetent.
Oh, okay.
It was very good. It was I took longer to play through it than I should have. It was also there were definitely like rooms or sections in the game where I got hopelessly stuck, and I would just die and die and die again. When I finished the game, I died 67 times, and I turned to my
You
wife and
resisted
thought,
the urge. You didn't like go to game FAQs and like look up the solution. You.
No. Normally it was more of a, well, I have to beat this enemy, and I get to the enemy with only, a tenth of my health left, and so I've just got to learn to be better. Not that I couldn't figure it out. So I would have sworn that I had died way more than that. But yeah, it was just a matter of me not being very good, Mike. So I needed to dig deep into my soul, be a better game player, and just figure my stuff out, and I did. And so now that I actually know how to do things, we'll see if I can whittle that time down to like less than 4 hours.
Respectable. Here, besides Darkest Dungeon, which I imagine you guys are playing like nonstop, is there anything that you're playing when you're off the clock?
I'm playing like a handful of games. Like I'm playing N++ and Galaxy and Transistor, but Rocket League just keeps grabbing me.
Everyone's talking about this game.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Like,
David, have you heard of this Rocket League thing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we've all heard of it.
what's a
I was about to blow your mind.
You can't go to a video game website and not see that on the front page somewhere. In the last month, it's been everywhere.
It's true. But it seems like everyone is playing roguelikes, or not roguelikes, but platformers and action games. We actually have another one to give away, Shovel Knight. This is for PS3 and PS4 for Shovel Knight. What should we have people tweet? I feel very powerful. I feel like we should, we can have people say whatever we
You're in
want.
charge.
So that's right. So all right, we need to something with
Should
Shovel.
like grab something off their Kickstarter page and tweet it at you.
How about Mega Man Lives?
Mega Man Lives. I like that. So for this one, tweet at Geeks with Wives and Yacht Club Games, as I believe their Twitter handle. I'm going to double check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it is Yacht Club, though.
It's not Yachty by nature.
It is not.
yeah.
That would be awesome, but it is not. Give me a second here. I should know this because there we go. It is at Yacht Club Games. So tweet at Geeks with Wives and Yacht Club Games. Mega Man Lives with as many exclamation marks as you want, and we have 2 copies of the game. So this is one. First person to do that gets the copy. And let me see here. All right, cool. Daniel, I haven't heard much from you. What are you playing, man?
Well, actually, I'm playing a lot of Marvel Heroes. Yeah, I haven't decided who I want to unlock next. I've been going back and forth between Iceman and Winter Soldier.
I sense a theme.
Yeah, so it's right now it's a lot of Marvel Heroes. I did take a break a little bit because I was playing a lot of Arkham Knight, and I tried going for the 100%, but the riddles are such a pain in the ass. So
I've heard a lot of people complain about them. Now,
yeah,
are you playing on console or are you playing on computer, on PC?
I'm playing on console.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's like the only real way to play it at the moment. I don't think it's gone back for sale.
I don't know if the PC version is working anymore. I mean, and did they shut it down? I don't know what
They
happened.
did. They took it off of Steam.
You can't buy it anymore, but when I reviewed it, I played the PC version, and that was after they shut it down, and yeah, it's as terrible as they were saying.
Gotcha. All right,
Which is a bummer because I mean overall I love the game. Again, I was playing on the console, but yeah, man. I mean, I was willing to go through it all except just those riddles. I'm just trucking through. I'm like at 96% right now.
There's so many of them in that game as well. Like it's the most there's ever been, and
There's like
serious puzzle fatigue.
yeah.
I have to say real quick, David, I have to give props to your former colleagues at Blizzard because Heroes of the Storm, I just can't seem to stop playing it either. Like that's the game that's dominating all of my time. Have any of you guys had a chance to like check that one out?
I've played a couple games of it, and it's way easier to get into than any other MOBA I've played. And I've played like thousands of hours of Dota, and I felt like I understood it way quicker.
Yeah. It's really, really fun. If anything is going to steal me away from like Marvel Heroes, it's that game. I'm warning you now.
They have a tendency to do that. They make great stuff.
They do. They really, really do. What about the rest of you guys? Lance, Connor, what are you guys playing?
Connor, you go first. I
Sure. Well, yeah, that's fine. No, I'm ready. I'm prepared because
Good.
last night I just bought and downloaded. Some of you already know about this. I announced it to some of you, but or let you guys know. It's not a grand announcement, but no, I bought last night Galax Z: The Dimensional, and I've been playing it last night and earlier to this evening, and I'm hooked. It's amazing. It's it just came out last week on PS4 and PC, I believe, and it's this kind of top-down 16-bit space shooter. It's like one of those fast-paced shoot 'em up, bullet hell kind of things. But there's also some exploration.
Is for the longest time that game you thought was just you using a plane, and there's actually like a robot mode, and they kept that under wraps for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is a mech mode that they basically just announced right before the launch, and I don't think I unlocked it yet. I think, from what I understand, you unlock the mech mode in like the second chapter or season or whatever it is, but early on in the game. But yeah, since the game is really heavily influenced by 80s Saturday morning cartoons and a lot of older anime shows, I guess kind of like Gundam, Transformers, a little bit of like maybe Last Racer, just all that kind of vibe is just smashed together, and so obviously you got to have mecha action in it. So what you can do is you're in your space fighter and you can seamlessly transform into a mech and have a different set of abilities. So I'm really excited about that. And in general, it's really cool. Yeah, it's really just challenging, fun, fast-paced. It's a great game. I love it so far. Hoping to have a full review on Geeks at some point in a week or two. So
have you seen the outro? I've been playing it as well, but I can't find they did like a TV outro with a credit sequence and everything. But I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if that was only in the pre-release game, but I'm just wondering if you found it.
Sorry, the what?
There's like a credit sequence and like a Saturday morning song. I remember seeing.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that yet, but the music is really great. Like it's
really?
It's an original soundtrack. Yeah, the music is amazing. It's an original soundtrack, and it has kind of that spacey, operatic kind of tone to it that is pretty reminiscent of those old cartoons. So, but no, I'm a huge fan of the music. The visuals are great. I look for that credit sequence. I don't know if I've seen it yet.
Because every time I did at a show, he'd be like, "Look at this outro!" right before I leave, and then
yeah, basically, yeah, it kind of has that. Like when you finish a mission, like there's this, kind of a trademark sort of, yeah, kind of like that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like how they call it 17-bit instead of 16-bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the extra bit makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's like kind of, it really does.
It does.
It has that cel-shaded thing going on too, kind of thing.
So we are almost out of time. Good lord, the time has flown. And I still have a ton of stuff to give away. So I have a Jotun beta key. I have quite a number of keys, actually, that we need to give away for Jotun. And Jotun, now, you guys, how many of you are familiar with this? This is an indie title where you slay giants. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. We had Thunder Lotus on our podcast a couple months back. So, yeah, it's a really, really cool game. Kind of Zelda meets Shadow of the Colossus.
And it has a
Nice.
fantastic art style. That's the thing that immediately drew me.
Oh,
to
yeah.
it. I was just like, that's beautiful.
Super,
Oh, it's a game as well.
gorgeous.
I really like the fact you're hunting giants as well. I think we need more games where you're hunting things that are more than 10 times your size, just to make you actually feel some sort of helplessness in games for once.
I mean, outside of Shadow of the Colossus, how often have we gotten a chance to hunt giant things, really?
Monster Hunter.
Oh, that's true. I confess I have not played too much Monster Hunter, but you're right. You're right. That's true. Let me see. I'm looking.
But I think that's like the only one that comes to mind, really.
For sure. And I feel like this game is still kind of on the down low. A lot of people don't realize it's a thing, and it is gorgeous. So to get a beta key for Jotun, tweet at Geeks with Wives and at Jotun Game, which is their Twitter handle. I want to be a giant slayer because we've got like 4 codes to give away for them. So first person tweet wins that, and I need to keep giving stuff away. Kier, do you have another Darkest Dungeon?
Ice Cream Cove.
Ice Cream Cove. Love it. All right, so at Geeks with Wives, at Darkest Dungeon, Ice Cream Cove for that second copy.
Hashtag all caps. That's the only.
There you go.
Here, will there be not so beautiful merfolk in the cove?
We can't confirm the status of body halves of characters right now, but I mean, there's water. Fish people have been confirmed, though they look fucked. So I haven't allowed to curse.
Nah, it's all good. This is an adult show. You can totally say, curse as much as you want. Be a drunken sailor.
I
all good
really
here.
like the twisted elements of Darkest Dungeon. So the fact you're doing a sea-like area has me really excited because I find fish quite creepy anyway. So
Yeah, I was really excited for the fish people, and then when I saw them, I was like, "Oh, I hate these guys. I just want to kill them." So
Awesome. What I want to wrap up the show real quick with is what is on the horizon that you are most excited about. Like, obviously, this is episode 200 of Geeks with Wives. We have a lot of stuff on the horizon. We've got big plans for the website. We're going to be rolling out with some radio stuff and a lot of other things that I can't talk about because Joe will kill me. But really cool stuff coming down the pipeline for Geeks with Wives. So what are you excited about, game-wise, that's coming down the pipeline?
Anybody in particular?
Whoever wants to jump in.
I guess I'll start because for some reason my mic wasn't working earlier. But hopefully you can hear me now. Yeah. So I would say I'm excited. I believe Leon said it earlier. I don't remember who exactly said it, but I'm very excited for Battlefront. I'm probably going to lose my mind and health and sleep and just everything I can find to play that game on. It's going to be on my PC, my Xbox One, and I'm going to get a PS4 just so I can play with everybody everywhere all the time. So, I'm extremely excited about that. Another game that I'm really excited about is the latest... The Division. I'm still excited about that.
The Division? You think the Division's going to be good? That's another one I'm skeptical about.
I'm optimistic.
Ubisoft has not had the best track record as of late.
No, definitely not. Yeah, they've been kind of all over the place. I'm hoping they're able to pull this one off. Because I was excited for Watch Dogs and I got that and I was disappointed. But for the most part, So Division and Battlefront is my two most anticipated game. And also one caveat: PC version of Batman.
Whenever that gets around, whenever they feel like actually releasing it again, that'd be nice.
Yeah, whenever that's gonna happen. So, those are my anticipated games. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, go ahead, Andrew, please.
I am super, super excited for Uncharted 4.
Oh my god. That's gonna make
I,
me buy a PS4. That's the one that's gonna make me buy a PS4.
I just can't wait. So here, if I can get a copy of that in the next 2 months, I will give away my firstborn child. Just so that way.
Will you
I'll
now?
let your wife hear you say that.
If you want a free child, all you've got to do is get me a copy
Tweet
of this
at
game.
Andrew Barton.
Yeah.
Give me your baby.
I'm really, really, really excited
Hashtag.
for that game. I'm a lot of my stuff that I'm looking forward to is really 2016, I guess. Really looking forward to Legend of Zelda as well. Cannot wait. It's just going to be a great year next year, and so this year I'm just trying to clean out my backlog to make way for all of the time that will be lost next year on probably those 2 titles alone.
Oh my god. Speaking of clearing out backlog, I have a backlog of stuff I need to give away. Oh my god. So here's your chance to not only win a Ant-Man from Marvel Heroes, but the Fear Itself Juggernaut skin. That's actually a badass looking skin. If any of you read the Fear Itself comic books, not that great.
I've
I'm not
actually
gonna
read that one.
They're not that good. But Juggernaut looks like a badass. So that's what you want. You want to walk around with that thing on. David, any particular phrase you want to be tweeted out?
Here comes Juggernaut.
Here comes the Juggernaut at Marvel Heroes and at Geeks with Wives, and you will win both Ant-Man and the Juggernaut. Very cool. Very cool. What was I gonna say? Daniel, what about you, man? What are you looking forward to?
Can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we can hear it, yeah.
Man, I didn't mention it earlier. I'm really excited for the new Fallout. What else? Man, I had like 4 or 5 game titles in my head that now they just all fell out. But no, yeah, Fallout for sure. I think Fallout 3 was like the only game that I got all the achievements on, including the DLC. Like I love that series. I'm also really excited. One of the guys mentioned earlier, Zelda. I was really disappointed that it got pushed back. I mean, I understand. I want 100% of this series. Actually, it's the only reason why I purchased the Wii back, I think, last E3. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about that series as well. Also, not just because David's here, but I'm really excited to see what changes are coming in the Marvel 2016.
I feel like, Daniel, do you have a question for David? Because I feel bad. Is there something you want to ask? Because ask, man. I don't want to be like a Marvel. I want to say cock block, but obviously not a cock block. But, like I don't want to.
Hero block.
Hero block. Yes, hero block.
Oh man, I'm on the spot.
You've been an hour in the chat room with David Brevik. You haven't come up with a question.
When can we see, or will we ever see Jubilee?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. She's requested pretty often, so I imagine that we'll see her in the next year.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. And I will piggyback off his question with another question. I have heard a rumor that we'll be able to buy Stash with Eternity Splinters.
That is true. That there will be some Stash tabs that will be available for Eternity Splinters in the future.
Nice, because I have a lot of stuff, man, in that game.
There's a lot of stuff in the game. And
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Not all Stash tabs will be given. We're coming out with a big Stash revamp, the Stash 2.0 stuff. It's got all sorts of sorting and customization options and stuff like that. And Infinite Stash is part of that. And so there'll be a few tabs that you can buy with Splinters.
David, I've got a question for you, and I'm going to kind of go the opposite direction of Jubilee here. What is one character that never gets requested that you want to see in a
Well,
game?
if it's never requested, okay, never mind. I was about to say. Go ahead. How would you know if it's never requested? But...
Most of the characters I want to put in Jubilee, the number one question I get overall is when will characters actually be in the game? Whatever it is. So somebody inevitably asks whatever obscure character is their favorite. Whether or not this character that appeared in this one thing will make it. So it's rare that I haven't heard one, but one that is.
How is that? Hey. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but for some reason there's some music playing. I don't know, I'm hearing like some sort of music coming from somewhere, and it's not my system, and I don't know where it's coming from. Hold on.
What a twist!
Lance, why are you watching porn while we're doing the podcast? Come on.
Trying to see
It was you all along.
I don't hear any music. I want to keep it going. So you were saying humans, David?
Yeah,
will probably make their way into the game?
Yeah, at some point, sure. But I mean, like I said, I don't think they're the most popularly requested. So I would really like.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I was wondering if we get someone to say, "Oh, Ben Ulrich really needs to be a flavor."
Oh yeah. Blue. Right story. Very. Yeah. Wow. You crit for 900 words. But no, we have more Marvel Hero stuff to give away. So once more into the breach, you will get an Ant-Man, and you get the Juggernaut skin. If you tweet, I want Ben Ulrich. Spell it correctly. You have to spell it correctly. At Marvel Heroes and at Geeks with Wives. There we go. Good. Glad I got that off my list. Who have we not heard from? Kier, what about you, man?
The two games that are coming to mind, I don't know if they're coming out this year, would be Below by Cappy, which is looking great, like a top-down, Dark Souls-esque RPG, as well as The Witness. I mean, I'm picking like the Call of Duties of indie games as far as notoriety, but I think those are kind of the two games I'm looking forward to.
Do you feel like there's a trend right now in gaming that everyone is going into that sort of to that dark, gritty place? Like a lot of people seem to be capitalizing on the Dark Souls and Darkest Dungeon, and lots of other games are sort of capitalizing on this grittiness. Do you think it's a trend right now?
I think those games are always going to be around in some manner. I think right now it's probably at its peak popularity. And I mean, given they were able to release Dark Souls 2 and then Bloodborne so soon after, and most people didn't really mind, I kind of think we're not there yet. I think I think we need like a big, difficult game to kind of fail to really turn the tide of the.
So basically, Dark Souls 5, whenever that comes out and the market crashes.
I think if someone's gonna do it, it's gonna be a Dark Souls game that would.
As someone who's eating up all of these like grim fantasy difficult games, like bring it on, like keep going. This is what I want. I like these games that make me actually feel despair for once.
I want to add that Darkest Dungeon is not easy. It is a hard game. I have my characters have died playing it. So if you want a challenge, and this is the game for you. It's fantastic. You definitely want to check it out. Another game that's really hard. Another game that's really hard is actually Shovel Knight. We have another copy to give away, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the PS3, PS4 version, you get to fight Kratos. Kratos is one of the bosses in Shovel Knight. So for this one, I want you to tweet at Geeks with Wives and Yacht Club Games. Kratos doesn't stand a chance, and you will win yourself a free copy. All right, awesome. Who have I not heard from?
Maybe me?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just in
just
the
here.
corner here.
He's enjoying you. Listen, I understand. Listen, David's a very handsome man. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But I agree with Lance that I'm also excited for The Division. It's, again, kind of like with Battlefront. I'm skeptical, but I think it can be good, and it's an interesting concept.
Do you see yourself playing it with friends or as like a solo player?
Yeah. Ideally, I mean, maybe it's kind of like Helldivers. Like, I'll play with randos if I have to, but if I know friends who are on it, I'll play with them, obviously. But it just looks like an interesting concept. Like it's going some places that shooters don't really usually go, which is interesting to me. And I do really enjoy Tom Clancy games. I've always liked. Well, I like the Rainbow Six games. Ghost Recon's good, like the newer ones. So yeah, we'll have to see. But mostly, as far as the future of Geeks with Wives go, I can die a happy man if I get to get a review copy of Just Cause 3 for PS4. That's really all I need. So I mean, if that
all right, Connor, start writing articles and
oh yeah,
we'll make it happen. Excellent. I now have a lever. All right, we are almost out of time. Have we heard from everyone? Am I missing anyone?
I think there is a game I'd love to talk about, actually, that I'm really looking forward to, and not many people know about it. I want to talk about, very briefly, Ghost Song by Old Moon.
You're absolutely right. I have no idea what you're talking about, and
Adult Swim Games is publishing it. It's this beautiful, like, I want to say hand-drawn, but it's like, I know it's digital art, Metroidvania set on a sci-fi planet, so very similar to the Metroid setup, but there's just so much detail in the artwork and the atmosphere that it just draws me in from the GIFs they post on Twitter and the videos we've seen on Steam.
What's it called one more time?
Ghost Song.
Ghost Song. All right, cool.
Yeah. So that's one to definitely watch if you're interested in that sort of game. And it, like I said, it looks absolutely beautiful, and I'm hoping it plays just as well. It looks really reactive. It looks like it will be a good challenge, and that's makes me really excited for it.
So,
and
I'm sorry. Finish your thought. I apologize.
the other thing is the developer has been very transparent with development. I've seen them all over the Reddit game dev areas, and I've seen them in the past, like when I was studying games development. So I really admire the developer for what they're doing, because they started out as just an artist and learned to program, and that's really cool.
Oh, kind of like Dust. Dust and Elysian Tale.
Yes. That's a beautiful game. That's a fantastic game. Something I'm surprised nobody mentioned. So here's the thing: those of you not who don't follow Geeks with Wives regularly might not know this, but Andrew is the vice president of Metal Gear Solid Chronology, and he didn't mention the Phantom Pain, which is coming out next month, and I'm actually very excited for.
That's coming out next month?
Yeah, September 1, September 1st.
September 1st.
But I start my new job then.
I love the look on your face. You're like, shit. You're like, God damn it. I have to make room now.
Is there any chance we can finish Darkest Dungeon before it comes out?
Yeah, okay. The Cove, we gotta
pull some all-nighters. Yeah, so Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, September 1st. I am super excited about this game. every time they've shown gameplay footage, it has looked just phenomenal. And I think one of the things that a lot of people that haven't been highlighted is the online mode, where you can sneak into another person's base and steal their stuff for your base. It looks so cool.
Oh, jeez. Did you
I
guys play
will buy
that
it just to play that
PS2?
mode.
Yes, I played Metal Gear Solid. 1, 2. Well, 1 was obviously PS1. 2, 3.
But like online on the PS2.
No,
Because
I
that was
didn't.
nuts. They just put cardboard boxes throughout the whole level, so there'd always be them around, so you were able to actually hide. Like it was ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence or whatever, the one they did the rebuild with the proper sticks. So I don't know. The online was weird, so I'm excited that this one has online.
Yeah. You have to. There's a demo of the online that gives you an idea of what it's like. Absolutely check that. It's basically like you play Snake and you sneak into an opposing mother base and you try to get past their defenses. So you actually set up the defenses in your own base, and then other players try to sneak past it and take your stuff. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. All right, so we've got this out of the way, we got that out of the way. Oh man, we're almost done. Let's do one more Marvel Heroes giveaway, and then we'll wrap it up. David, anything you want tweeted out?
Anthony lives.
Anthony lives. The Marvel Heroes and Geeks with Wives, and we will be all set. My goodness.
David,
So,
while I have you here, there's actually a question I'd love to ask you.
Sure.
now
what is
at
your-
the end of the podcast.
I think this is a good question to end on. What is your advice for people interested in working in the games industry? Like,
All right, that's a good question. Fine.
I think that the advice that I give most of the time is just do it. There's more opportunity now to be in the video game industry than ever before. If you want to make games, make games. That's it's about commitment to doing it. If you want to get a job at a bigger company, not do something indie or small or whatever, but there's just so much opportunity to do those kind of things between mobile and between distribution systems like Steam and stuff that anybody can do it now. But if you want to be in the video game industry in kind of a career path or whatever and start at big companies, I suggest you try and impress the developer with your knowledge about the game. Make sure you play it, you understand it, and whatever it is that that you're going to be applying for, whatever position there, and be willing to start in whatever position it takes to get your foot in the door, because there'll be lots of opportunity once you're there to move around and further your career in whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to be a programmer or artist, obviously you need to work on those skills to make sure that you're up to par and you can contribute to the team.
sweet. Thanks very much for answering that. That's great. That was really good advice.
And just to add on to that, school is a valid option. I mean, that's what I did to get into the game industry. But if you do go to a school for game development, take it very seriously and try to be as good as you can possibly be. Because a lot of the time, some schools will not push you as hard as you will need to be pushed to be able to get that job, or be able to make.
Yeah, I would definitely echo that after going to a games development course like somewhere and not being pushed enough. Luckily, I managed to get the hang of pushing myself, but it's not always the same. You really need to get behind it yourself as well. You can't just expect a school to push you through it.
Well, it's like anything, the most important part of game development, in my opinion, is actually finishing the project that you set out to do.
Yeah.
Really, really, really hard to do that. And if you can finish projects, even if they're really small, that says a lot about your drive and your passion for the industry.
That's why I have so much fun at games jams. Like, they are that small that you get something finished by the end usually.
Yeah, it seems kind of like a lot of video game developers out there, or maybe professionals in general, start a bunch of stuff and then never see it through to completion. So getting that kind of instilled through your schooling will benefit you a lot, not just professionally in the game space, but professionally elsewhere, or hey, a life skill that you're learning. Kind of a big thing to pick up.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
We seem
right.
to have lost Michael.
Yeah. We did.
No.
He's the
Who
host.
will lead us now?
Who shall lead? No.
So one of the I didn't go on what I'm looking forward to playing, and I also
Yeah, go for it.
I'm looking forward to Below as well, and this game called Rebel Galaxy that is another. I'm just such a sucker for these space sim shooter things, that trading games and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that one. And then kind of the big ticket games, I'm also looking forward to I have some hope for the Star Wars Battlefront. That is, I have a weakness for Star Wars games in the first, but that one I
get that.
was pretty exceptional. And they had an amazing display at Gamescom. They had these giant, this giant TIE fighter was like 20 feet tall. It was awesome.
So maybe speaking of way out of left field kind of characters for Marvel heroes, now that Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars, and you just confessed to being a Star Wars fan, zero chance?
No, there isn't a chance because the Star Wars stuff is controlled mainly by EA. So that's
Gotcha.
Aw.
I have that.
So no Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
even as a grunt.
We don't
you can
speak
kill
that
over
name
and
here.
over?
yeah. I don't know what character you're talking about.
Go on, just put it in a amphibian-like guy. We'll know. As long as he's easy to destroy.
Absolutely.
I had a question for you. Like, when deciding to choose to put characters in the game, do you have like a Marvel librarian? Like, do you come in and you're like, hey, I need somebody who can fit these design criteria, and then he's like, well, you got Ant-Man and these other guys you can choose from.
So yeah, we do have. I'm kind of a Marvel expert, but we have people that are real Marvel experts. Actually, there's I think 3 or 4 people here that actually have worked for Marvel at one point.
Oh wow!
And so they have encyclopedic knowledge of the universe, which really helps a lot. But when we actually are choosing which characters to put in the game, it's an extremely complicated process that involves the balance between the different families that we're going to try and represent, male and female, different events like tying into movies and things like that. So and then we make a short list and then it's a cage match battle. So that's I've lost every single round cage fighter. So it's complicated, but a lot of fun.
Your opinion only lets you get so far, then?
Yeah, exactly. I've got to work on my Taekwondo skills or something.
You had mentioned the tie-ins to the movies. With Civil War coming out next year, how much time? How much time in advance is needed in order to kind of plan whatever type of event you are planning for the release of the movie?
Well, it depends on how much we're doing, how much we're tying into the actual event. It's it could be a short period of time, like a couple months, but if we're doing a lot, if we're doing like game mode and things like that, it can take 6 months plus of planning and iteration and development to tie in.
Okay, well, something like Age of Ultron, which you guys released all kinds of stuff for us, and Does that also mean you kind of have to go see the movie in advance and kind of figure out, okay, we're going to add this, this, and this, or?
Yeah, it's a real shame. No, but they give us early access to a lot of stuff, a lot of, and they'll actually do things like have the visual effects studio send us the models that they're using so we can put them in the game. So the Hulkbuster suit is actually the Hulkbuster suit from the movie, and stuff like that. So it is, we tie in all sorts of ways. We do get to a lot of information about the movie. We'll get, what the costumes are going to look like months ahead of time, so we have time to get it all in place and set up.
Got it.
Awesome. Well, guys, it seems like Michael may not be joining us again. He is having some modem issues, so I'll go ahead and talk us out of here. Guys, I'm really surprised that it's not my computer that's having problems here. I just want to say I'm really looking forward to Marvel Heroes and Darkest Dungeon both coming out on a console, because my computer does just absolutely blow, and I am surprised that I've not the issue tonight. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. All of our co-hosts, our guests, our listeners, our viewers, our readers on our website, thank you very much. We couldn't have made it to 200 episodes without you. You guys are fantastic. We do this for you. So thank you for sticking with us, for bearing with us. We look forward to doing this for another 50, 100, 200 episodes. So we look forward to seeing you here 4 years from today for episode 400. Thank you, guys, and we will see you next week.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I will play us out.
Well said.
You do 100 episodes.